Hello. Hold on, let me get through this light. I wanted to post yesterday. It's been a couple crazy weeks. We did vacation last week to Gatlinburg. That's interesting. What is this? It's on the road. Gatlinburg is beautiful. We had about three or four encounters with black bears. It was cool. I just took my girls to my dad's house so that they can go swim, spend the night, but the air and the UV is so crazy that they're gonna go swim now and then stay inside the rest. Here and there, go in and out, but very limited because it's so, the heat index is crazy this week. Here in Texas, I think it's gonna be like 115 with the feel like, or 112 or something like that. With the humidity and UV and everything. But Gatlinburg was a lot of fun. We did Anakista. We did not do Ober Mountain. We did like 5 mountain coasters. Did Dollywood, the Dollywood Water Park, mini Ripley amusements, a lot of shopping. So yeah, I haven't talked to you recently because I've been enjoying myself. I've been busy. For anybody who doesn't know who I am, my name is Lindsay. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I live in Texas. I am dually licensed in California and Texas for LMFT. Yeah, and I don't want to be found. I love you, but I want to help, but remain anonymous. So I'm here. My channel was supposed to just be about plants, but that's not good traffic. But it started essentially officially the day after my mom died, unexpectedly. And so this is a channel chronically looking at my life through a therapist's mindset while healing myself, while also helping others heal. I have 4 kids, and my mom was very influential in raising them. She was their 3rd parent. And the whole reason I have a career is because she helped me with babysitting so that I never had to choose whether I had to work or have a family. I did both because she provided that for me. So now I get to talk to you. So what I was thinking about talking about today was yesterday was my first day back at work from having a full week off, 2 weekends, and a Monday. And it is Wednesday, July. Oh, I don't even know what day it is. 21? 22? Wednesday of 22. And yesterday was a day where all I did was talk about rumination with almost every client that I met yesterday. And ruminating essentially, our brain ruminates. I had somebody tell me yesterday that her anxiety causes her to feel so self-conscious that when she walks into a room, she thinks that everybody's looking at her and thinking about her. And I told her that, that's because your brain's thinking about you. Your brain thinks that everybody thinks about you because it's brain thinking about you. And it's like, I could see that, because it made sense. Our brain does not reality check. It does not think about anything it does as inaccurate. So if I'm going to give you a little bit of some back with this, the easiest way to think of our brain, it's very complex, but it's very simple. Our brain is a magnificent computer that is really intricate, but when you boil it all down, it's real basic, and I'll explain how. The way that our brain, it does lots of awesome things. It regulates all of it that we don't have to think about. It's in charge of everything our body does. It flashes neurons so that our arm can move without us even concentrating on moving our arm like I just did. But when you look at it and you simplify all of it, it's ones and zeros. And the easiest way to look at our brain is a 3-year-old. It's a very smart 3-year-old, but it has the emotions of a 3-year-old. Okay. If you ever think of a time that you had a situation that was the emotions were overwhelming, the reactions maybe didn't match the situation. I know for myself, in the middle of the nights is when I stress like I can fix it. Our brain picks times and places that are inaccurate. They don't function. You can't work with it, like in the middle of the night or late at night. And it freaks out. Our brain is 3 years old. It does not think logically. It does not fact check itself. It throws in a lot of assumptions. It doesn't think about the fact that what it thinks is wrong or how it feels is wrong. It takes an emotion and considers it fact all the time. If you've ever been around a 3-year-old or had a 3-year-old, they're very reactionary. They're very impulsive. They take this amount of information and they expound it to the entire situation like that is entirely what happened and there's nothing else that can occur. So if it's looked at that way, ruminating makes more sense, because our brain is a 3-year-old emotionally that thinks other people are looking at it, that thinks that that it can read other people's minds, that if they do this, then they can predict that, when those two things are not related at all. It's like wearing socks and then your team wins. Like, that's not related. Okay? I need to get over. That's what this is. And so it does a lot of cognitive distortions, is the fancy term. But ultimately, you gonna let me in? Okay, cool. Ultimately, we need to be the adult for our brain. It is not going to regulate itself. It is not going to fact check itself. It is not going to ask itself, is this correct? Is this true? Is this real? Will not do that. Will not ever do that. So In order for our brain to feel like it's doing something with all this unnecessary stress, this high emotion, this impulsive reaction, it ruminates. It sits on it. It dwells. It stirs and stirs and stirs and stirs. And none of it goes anywhere. If it stays in here and it never meets the mouth and it never gets spoken, it stays in here and it just continues to harass you. If you were the very minimum that we could do as a human being is at least get it out. Because that right there is going to not allow it to continue to harass you mentally. That at least is some kind of action. Some kind of action. Minimal action, nothing's changing, nothing's different, but you already feel better. Because you don't have to think about it anymore. Our brain is trying to process it. It's trying to figure it out. But all it does and all it has is the same shit it's always looking at, and it has no other input and no other like numbers or anything. There's nothing else. It's like having a study done and the only thing you're ever going to get for the numbers you need to work with is the intro. And there's no like middle, there's no conclusion, there's no other numbers, there's no other input. You have to deal with just this amount of information with this much. No. It can't do it. It doesn't have any other information. So it extrapolates and implies and assumes and comes to conclusions, and it's ridiculous. I got so sick of my brain calling the shots that I eventually started telling it to shut up, adults are talking, and if I needed your help, I know where you are. I will ask for you. I will ask your help. If I don't need you, I'm not going to ask for your help. Because at a certain point, it shouldn't call the shots anymore. It needs to do what it's good at, which is keeping us alive, keeping us safe, releasing adrenaline when we need it to. It's a pretty good skill. But overall, emotional regulation and figuring out what we're feeling, it is not good at all, ever. I don't think it'll ever do it. Our brain has not developed past the amygdala. And the amygdala is fight, flight, or freeze, and that's its choices. And so it chooses one of those three. It's like having 3 choices for your career in the entire world. Like, you're gonna choose one of the 3, right? Well, what if you're not good at it? Too bad. That's a choice. That's what you did. You can try the other one. Will that one work? I don't know. Probably not. But it gets a lot of shit wrong. So, when you find yourself ruminating, stuck, dwelling, stirring, get it out in any way you can. Whether it be journaling, talk to text on your notepad on your phone. If your emotions are so bottlenecked and your mouth is running so fast that your hand can't keep up, talk to text. Just do it. Whatever happens and whatever comes out, it comes out. Fucking videotape yourself. That's why I started this shit. Because I couldn't keep it up here in order for me to process the death of my mom. I couldn't do it. She's been dead for 18 months. I still miss her. And I wish I could talk to her and tell her how I'm doing. But I can't. So that's why I do this. This is my journal. This is my processing. And if you've seen any other videos, you have seen me process. You have seen me cry. And this is a therapist being real. I help a lot of people. I feel like I don't help a lot of people. I feel like what I do doesn't matter at all. Because to me, it's not hard. Helping other people is not hard. Helping ourselves is extremely difficult. And so this is my processing. This is what I do to process. And I just stick it on the internet and let the fucking public find out. That's what I do. There you go. I have people, my kids friends are like, do your YouTube videos. I was like, nah. Let me see your YouTube. If you see my channel and look at my shorts, there's a video of me hanging out of my car on the sunroof, this car, and making a "I'm still cool" speech at my daughter's high school last year. I don't know who saw those. There's 600 views on that shit. I don't know who's seen it. I have no idea. They're certainly not watching me on a regular basis because I've only got 10 subscribers now. But it's okay. It's alright. I'm not going to ask for people to subscribe. I'm not doing this for monetary gain. I'm doing this because this is for me. But if I help anybody, then that's cool. And if all you want to do is have a sneak peek into the insanity of a therapist, that's also cool. I don't fucking care. So, but that's why I started this channel, because I could not process what I was going through, and I immediately needed to start processing because I was seeing people the day after she died. Therapeutically. I got, like I took a really long couple weeks work break from my full-time job, but I eventually had to get back to living, and I needed to continue to process. This is my processing. This is how I get it out. And ruminating and sticking it all up here and squishing it down and hoping it'll go away. No. You'll eventually just freak out your 3-year-old. It'll wake up in the middle of the night and have a panic attack. Don't freak out your 3-year-old. It doesn't know what to do about it. It just doesn't. So we as the adults need to step in and be in control of what we view control of how we process and how we give ourselves the space and the time and the distance so that we can get it out, think about it. Is it true? Is it factual? Is it real? Another thing that's really beneficial with journaling is the fact that there is a record, which means if it is true. Okay, so looking for gold, right? There's a lot of dirt you gotta sort through. There's a lot of garbage you gotta throw away in order to find the little nuggets, correct? So that truth is that nugget. The emotion, the hypersensitivity, the way it comes out, that's all fucking dirt. You gotta sort through all that shit to find the nugget. If you have a record, either video or journal or anything, then you can go through those records and find that fucking nugget. If there are no nuggets, then you won't see that dirt anymore. The situation will eventually fix itself. If the situation comes back, And you have another situation that looks a little different, but still comes back, and you feel the same. It might be not exactly, but it's pretty familiar. There's got to be a nugget there. If it doesn't, you negotiate, you avoid, whatever you have to do, and then you're like, oh, it'll just stop. It will. You won't have any idea what the nugget is, though, if you don't track. Tracking is just to find the truth. You've got to sort through all that hyper-emotional, irrational, irregular bullshit that the 3-year-old's going to throw at you in order for you to figure out what it is. Once you figure out what it is, then you can do something about it. You can have a conversation. You can use it as actual information, but you have to sort through the dirt. And people get surprised and overwhelmed and frustrated with the dirt. There's a lot of dirt. There can be a lot of dirt. Don't let the dirt stop you from finding the fucking gold. Okay? It's not. Nope. So that's our brain. That's ruminating. That's how our brain, as a 3-year-old, an emotional little 3-year-old, that's hyper emotional, hyper fixated, very self-aware, self-absorbed, irrational, overwhelming, and annoying. That's how we can work with it. Because it will not do any of this shit by itself. We as the adults have to step in and be the parent to the brain. And you can always tell it to shut up, adults are talking. If I need you, I will find you. Otherwise, I don't need you. Don't need you. Don't want your input. So, hope that was helpful. Thank you for sticking with me, even though I don't post much. And I think I've got over 100-something videos. So, if you ever follow me, that's cool. If you want to subscribe, okay. But I'm going to go back to work. I have an appointment in 8 minutes. And got lots of stuff to do today. I'm going to donate. Lots of giveaway things. Because that's what I do. Instead of selling it or throwing it away, if it's donatable, we donate it. So, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for sitting with me. Tell your brain to shut the fuck up. Therapeutically. Track it. Find out what it's actually trying to tell you so you can use that information for actual information. And sort through that fucking dirt. I appreciate you talking and coming. You didn't talk. But you came, you listened, you sat, and listened to me ramble once more for another 24 minutes. Okay,